Hi, my friends, this is Loli. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Today, I bring you 3 beautiful spring decor DIYs using pill bottles. You guys loved my last video with pill bottles, so here are some more. Let's get started. For this DIY, I'm going to be using 4 pill bottles. Originally, I thought I was going to use 6 pill bottles for the word spring, but then I changed my mind. So I took some of this fabric that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to wrap my pill bottle using that. I make sure to remove the cover before I wrap it up. Once I know exactly how much I know to cover this, I'm going to just hold it as you see there and take some twine to tie it right there. Don't tie it too tight because we will be adding something to the middle. At this point, I just tighten it with one knot just so I can cut off the excess fabric. I held the fabric in place to ensure that I had a level cut. Look how nice and flat that turned out. Now we are going to open up the center of the fabric and add a piece of this pick from Dollar Tree. I push the pieces up and I cut the piece of the stem short enough that it will fit into the middle of the pill bottle but not stick up too high. Then I took this other pick from Dollar Tree and added a piece onto the other bundle and then wrap some jute cord at the base of this arrangement. I'm going to just add a little bit of hot glue there to begin it, and then I'm going to wrap a piece of jute cord over that piece of hot glue, or that little drop of hot glue, and hold it in place and then wrap it all the way down. This is just to keep everything in place and also to have a thicker portion to hold this in place once I add it back into the pill bottle. Once I wrapped it all the way up, I just added a little bit of hot glue to the end and cut off the excess jute cord. And then reposition this right back into the pill bottle. If you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you would like, also go ahead and share it with someone who will enjoy it too. Thank you so much. All right, so once my florals are back in there, I'm going to reposition that piece of jute cord. And this time we are going to tighten it up as much as we can and do a double knot. Now we are going to create a jute cord bow with 2 loops. I wrap the jute cord around my fingers as you see them positioned there 2 times, so until I had 2 loops on each side. Then I'm going to wrap the same jute cord around in the middle onto the jute. I'm going to tuck it into that same piece and then tighten it up, making sure that everything stays centered. And then just arrange my tails so they will be both in the bottom. And I just trim off the excess ribbon, or the excess jute, I should say, at the bottom as well. And then took my bow and glued it right there on top of the knot. And then I did this 3 more times. Once I had 4 of these pieces, I'm going to take these wooden letters that I got from Temu, and I'm going to stain them with my Waverly Antique Wax. And glue each letter at the middle of each one of these arrangements, using some hot glue. Today's video is part of the Everything Flowers Opening by Collaboration that is hosted monthly by my friend Katie from Lady Red Crafting and Lisa from Our Gray House. And their guest host is Tasha from Sunflower Tasha DIYs. The links to their channels and to their playlists will be linked in the description box below and also pinned in the comments. Make sure that you head on over to their channels and to their playlist and show everyone some love. And with this DIY is complete. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this one? For the next inspiration, we'll be using this pill bottle and some jute cord. I'm just going to add jute cord to the entire bottle. Just adding a little bit right here to start off. And you'll notice here, I will be adding hot glue on every little inch here because this first row is a foundation for the rest of the jute cord wrapping process. If you like, also, you can always paint this bottle ahead of time if you like, but I wanted to keep the plastic raw so the jute cord will attach a lot easier and it will stay there much stronger. And I continue to do this until I covered the entire pill bottle, including the top. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and let me know so far which is your favorite. And don't forget to share with your friends as well, because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. And subscribe. It is free and it means the world to me. Next, I took some cardboard. I'm just going to cut off a piece of it to use throughout this DIY. First, we are going to make some ears. So I'm just going to see exactly how much I will need as far as the width to use for this. And using this piece that I cut off, I'm going to create 2 little ears. So I'm going to form with my scissors a teardrop shape, but leaving the bottom of the teardrop a little bit wider. Once I form that first teardrop, I'm going to use it as a template to trace off the second one. And then I cut it out. I use the ears to form the feet. So I'm going to place this on top of another piece of cardboard and place that steel bottle on top of it, and then trace the figure based on that, and then cut out that shape as well. Next, I took some jute cord and wrapped all 3 pieces with it. In any areas in which this shape is getting thinner as you go up, you're going to have the jute cord try to slip, so at this point you will need to add hot glue on these areas. Friend, let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. Thank you so much. And here are all 3 pieces covered. Now we're going to put this together. I'm going to add a generous amount of hot glue onto that bottom there. At this point, my hot glue decided to go kaput. Nothing was coming out from the tip, but I had a lot coming out from the bottom of the tip. So I just added that amount of hot glue there, pressed it down. Now I'm going to add some hot glue to the bottom section of the ears and hold them in place until that glue sets. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Here you can see that I'm just dipping that edge onto the bottom section of my hot glue gun there because it was not coming out anymore. It was very, very little the amount, so I had to invest in a new one. So once this got nice and formed, so I'm going to go ahead and use this felt tip marker in the color black that I got from Dollar Tree to form 2 ovals that are going to be my eyes. I'm going to also fill them in with that color. Then I'm going to form the nose. So I'm just going to create like a small little oval long ways for the nose, and then I'm going to loop 2 little C-like shapes from the bottom so it would look like the nose and the mouth. Then I took a white pen and I tried to do the white of the eyes using that. It did not work. So I'm going to come in with my squeeze bottle that has some white Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint in it to bring in a nice bright pop of white there that will look like the white of the eyes. Next, we are taking this fabric that we got from Dollar Tree and we're going to take a double piece. Just a small piece. I'm just doubling the fabric there at the corner, cutting off that little rectangle there, and then using that rectangle, I am going to cut off 2 shapes for the ears. It's going to be the same thing, just cutting off like a teardrop shape, leaving that top section of the teardrop a lot wider than usual. And I made sure to create these teardrops a little bit smaller than the actual ears, so it will look like it's the inside of the ear. And using some hot glue, I'm going to attach these pieces to each one of the ears. At this point, I was really still trying with this hot glue gun to see if it will actually work. But yeah, it wasn't working. I ended up with that whole stick pretty much just balled up at the bottom of my hot glue gun. But here we got some of it and we were able to attach that. And we're going to repeat the same process, adding fabric to the feet. Then I took some of this beaded garland from Dollar Tree and I'm going to just wrap it around the base of the ears until I have enough beads at a nicely spaced amount, and then I'm going to cut off the excess and I'm going to leave the tail a little bit longer so I'm able to tuck it behind and keep all this in place. Then I took this flower that I got from a pick at Dollar Tree. I'm going to just cut it right underneath the base right there and glue it with a little bit of hot glue right there at the corner. And I thought this was a perfect touch, but I'm not done yet. We need some whiskers. So I thought this would be perfect for some whiskers. I took some more of that beaded garland. I'm going to cut 2 pieces that are about the length that I did of the first one. Then I'm going to cut off an extra piece because I'm going to use these two little beads to create the end of my whiskers. So I'm going to remove those two beads from that piece or from one of the pieces. And I'm going to glue that bead to one of the ends of the other two pieces that I cut off. And this will create like a 3-part beaded section there. And then I'm going to trim off that other edge, add a little bit of hot glue, and glue them on each side of the nose. And I thought this was a perfect touch and cute little whiskers for this little bunny. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this one? I think it's amazing and beautiful. And of course, I had to trim off the fuzzies. And that is it. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. For my next inspiration is going to be my pride and joy, my beautiful little chicken. We're going to start it with the pill bottle, of course, and some of this fabric that I got from Dollar Tree. I just took a piece and cut it into a square and a rectangle. I'm going to add some hot glue to the cover and place my square right on top of it. And then I'm going to add hot glue on the edges of the cover and keep tapping it down until the fabric is adhered on all sides. If you're still with me this far into the video, I want to say thank you so much for sticking around with me. I truly appreciate your time. Leave me your favorite emoji in the comment section so I know who you are and I'm able to give you an appropriate thank you for your time. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you. Well, I trimmed off that excess from the bottom, and then I'm going to take that rectangle and wrap it around the rest of the pill bottle. Once I knew exactly how much I needed, I'm going to take my scissors and trim off the excess fabric. Now it's time to adhere the fabric. I took some hot glue and I added it to the top section of the pill bottle and pressed it down until it was in place, and I repeated that until I went around the entire pill bottle. Just gluing the top section at this time. Once I got to the end, I'm going to add hot glue on each side where the fabric is hitting the rest. And then I'm going to seal the edges as well here and make sure that it's as seamless as possible. To make sure that the bottom was also even, I'm just going to make slits on that remaining fabric that I had. I'm going to create the slits as you see there, and then using some hot glue, I'm going to tack down each one of those flaps down. I did this as first, but then the piece was kind of wobbly with this. I thought that the indentation in the bottom of the pill bottle will be covered by that fabric, but it was actually more bulky than I expected. So I ended up trimming off that portion at the bottom. Then I took another piece of cardboard and I'm going to create some feet for my chicken. So I just did that side right there. It's looking like it's 2 big toes of a piggy, but that's not what it is. I'm going to cut another triangle in each one of those little humps. And slowly but surely, I will be forming this into some chicken feet. Just enjoy the process. Once I was happy with the shape, I cleaned off the edges. Now we are going to make a little beak. I'm just going to cut the edge of the cardboard, and that is it for the beak. Just going to make sure that it's symmetrical and put it to the side. Then I took another piece of cardboard and we are going to create the crest. Is it a crest? I don't know. In Venezuela or in Spanish, we call it cresta. What do you call it in English with the top section that's meaty section that is in the top of a chicken? Let me know in the comment section. Well, to form that piece at the top of the chicken's head, I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and cut it in that shape as you see there. And then I'm going to cut little triangles, trying to go in the same direction. So it would look like that zigzag thing that it has at the top. And then I'm going to just trim off the bottom section so it will all be even. It was a little bit too long here, so I just actually removed that top section there, and I like how it's looking now. Then we are going to create some wings as well, and we're going to use cardboard also to do that. I cut a piece of cardboard like in the half of a heart shape, and then we are going to do some zigzag on here as well. So I'm just going to cut little triangles on this one as well, trying to keep them kind of like in a lower angle so it would look like feathers. So here I'm just trying to keep them all in the same direction and kind of the same spacing, but not quite. I want it to look like it's different, layers of feathers pretty much. Once I was happy with those edges, I'm going to go ahead and trim off any excess that I have there at the top and use that wing as a template for the second one. Using this felt pack that I got from Dollar Tree, I'm going to use the two orange colors here. I'm going to use a darker orange to cover up the feet of the chicken. I'm just going to place hot glue on one side, press it down on the felt, making sure to have about a half an inch of extra fabric on all sides, and just going to go ahead and trim it that way along the entire shape, going in the places that have the little triangle cut out. So as I'm gluing this in, the shape of that feet will not be lost on the process. So I just added hot glue on the other side of the feet and being very careful not to burn myself and also to not lose that shape. I am bending the felt down onto each one of the ridges, making sure to go in on those divots as well, pulling it in so you will continue to see the separation of the two little peaks on the shape. And I continue to do this until all of the edges were towards the back section of the feet. Then I'm going to take another piece of felt and I'm going to place it on this back section. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to the bottom of the feet where the cardboard is showing and press it down onto another piece of felt, and then just use small scissors as you see there to cut off the shape. As you're trimming this, just be sure that you're not cutting the felt that's already attached to the cardboard. And then here the scissors make it easy to cut into those little divots that we have here, so you do not miss the shape also on this piece. And once everything was done, we are going to add some hot glue to the other pieces and cover them up just the same way as I did with the other ones. I used the dark orange for the beak and the crest and the lighter orange for the wings. Now it's time to put it together. I am going to place some hot glue in that back section of the feet. And here, guys, my hot glue was just kaput completely at this point. So I ended up trying to use a dowel rod to take the rest of the glue out, but it didn't quite work out that way. So I'm just going to be dipping my dowel rod onto my hot glue as I'm doing this project until I found and bought another hot glue gun. So as you saw there, I added hot glue to the bottom of the feet. I placed my pill bottle over that. Now I'm taking the dowel rod with the hot glue and adding glue to that flat section of each one of the wings, and then positioning on both sides of my torso of my chicken. Once those went together, we are going to add the crest, or tell me in the comments what do you call this in English. I'm going to add it to the top as well. And then I'm going to take some googly eyes that I found at Dollar Tree and add them to the front. Just adding it with a little bit of hot glue as well. Once both of those eyes were positioned in place, I am going to take my beak, add a little bit of hot glue on the back of the beak, and position it right underneath of my eyes. I am obsessed with this chicken. Look how cute it turned out. All right. Well, I wanted this to have a place to live in. So I took one of these circles that I got at Walmart, and I'm going to use these florals as well. Here I'm just seeing where exactly I want to put them. You'll see me here trimming off the bottom edge and cutting this in half, and we're going to be positioning out here. But I decided to stain this circle with some Waverly antique wax. Then I repositioned my chicken in place, and we're going to arrange some florals around it. We're going to use these florals that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to trim like with an inch down from the flower, and we're going to add it on the sides of the other two pieces I glued on each side, as you see here. I'm just going to keep layering things onto this. I wanted this to look like the chicken was just hanging out in the garden in a little patch of grass. So here I'm cutting the pieces from that purple flower so it would look like grass all in the front. But before I did that, I wanted this to have a more natural look. So I took some floral moss. So actually I got reindeer moss from Dollar Tree. Once I've got done doing these two pieces, I decided that I wanted to add some reindeer moss to the front section. I didn't want to cover the front too much because I wanted those toes of the chicken to really show. So I'm adding things that have very low profile to this. So it would just look like he is just hanging out in the grass instead of just hanging out on a piece of board. So I added the reindeer moss all alongside there. Then I cut this floral piece in about 5 or 6 different pieces. And I'm going to arrange it, adding it to the front section here. So it will look like he is just standing in a patch of grass. And I added a white flower on the side as well. And this, look how cute it's looking, but I'm not done yet. I thought let's add a piece of greenery in the back of the wing as well. Just adding a little bit of double hot glue right there, holding it in place as the greenery is erect. And that is it for this one. Look how cute this turned out. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think about this one? I feel like I should put greenery on the other side. What do you think? Well, here are all the pieces. Let me know in the comment section which one of today's projects is your favorite. And if you enjoyed today's video, click on the link for the next video on the screen so you can enjoy some more of my creations. As always, thank you so much for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and craft responsibly. And don't forget to visit my friends in the playlist. Thank you so much again for watching. You're amazing. Bye.